We are live. My computer's been acting weird over the past 24 hours because I didn't go live last night. I wanted to, but there are a lot of other people that went live last night, so I immediately wanted to watch them. And then when I decided to go live, or at least make a video, because I'm going to make a channeled message, which I'm going to just wrap into this, my computer was acting up. And while I was doing my channeled message, I kept getting that whole doom, 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 like that whole. I don't know. I might need to get a new computer actually. I've had this one for a while, but I don't know what's going on with it, man. I don't know what's going on. We'll see if anyone actually joins in. I know it's pretty early in the morning, so, but I still wanted to go live for this. And it's okay if no one joined. I know it's pretty early in the morning, but I still wanted to say my piece about this Libra full moon that we just experienced and we're still in the apex of. And also just talk about some of the other transits for today. So, excuse me. But in any event, how are y'all doing today, my beautiful brothers and sisters? Yahoo! Welcome, my beautiful brothers and sisters, fellow radiators of love, to Astro Fenixx, flying into the moment yet again and radiating love as always. Welcome to the Daily Horoscope. Today, April 19th, 2019. And like I said, I don't know if anyone's going to be joining just because it is early in the morning. I know some people on the West Coast are probably still asleep, or maybe they're getting up for work and stuff. We may catch some people during this. If not, it is cool. I just wanted to still put this out there for you all. Boy, this full moon. It was interesting. You know, my fiance, she actually works in the justice system. She processes warrants. And so essentially, whenever officers need to take out a warrant, you know, she's the first person that they call, and she's the one that helps to process those warrants and stuff. And she was like, last night was crazy, and everything, we were so busy and stuff like that. And I told her, it's like, we had a full moon. Not only that, but we had a full moon in Libra, and Libra rules justice and judges and all that sort of stuff. So it makes sense why you guys would be really busy and stuff, right? But in any event, and it was interesting. Yesterday it was pretty much sunny all day, but then it was supposed to rain this morning, and the rain came kind of early. It came last night. As I was sitting down watching the Peace Dealer last night, and then I suddenly just heard, like, what in the world is that? I looked outside, and it almost looked like a hurricane. Like the wind was strong, the rain was strong. I was like, holy crap. This Libra full moon ain't no joke. This Libra full moon ain't no joke. It's bringing the heat, bringing the heat for real. But in any event, I will be going live again tonight for the horoscope for tomorrow. That live might be a little bit later just because I get off of work a little bit later than usual. So it'll probably be around, like, I don't know, like anywhere between 10:30 and 11. Pretty much as soon as I get home from work, I go live. So, but I actually have the morning off, so I'm gonna get this done. I have a couple other things that I really wanted to do. I really want to start the Zodiac Battle League as well, and I haven't decided if I'm going to do 1 round of games or 2 rounds of games, and I'll explain that when I get to the ZBL. That's really just meant to be more like fun content, you know. Shuffle. Give this one more. Give this shuffle. Yeah. What's the first card I got for this Libra full moon? I got the Ace of Wands in reverse. Ace of Wands in reverse. And I think that's very interesting. I'm gonna cut the deck. Oh, I got the Hanged Man too. I got the Hanged Man and the Ace of Wands in reverse. Bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. So it's interesting how we have the Ace of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse, and then we have the Hangman. So this is really speaking to, actually, I think technically all these cards are reversed. This is really speaking to a deep level of faith in yourself, a deep level of faith in yourself. Do you believe in yourself? And even when things are right, like are upside down and crisscross applesauce, do you believe in yourself and your abilities to manifest? That's really what this Libra full moon is about, because this is still a lot of Venus ruled energy going on right now. And Venus is in Pisces. Venus was in Pisces for this full moon. So the ruler of Libra is in the sign of Pisces, which is very much so about the imagination and the dream world and all this magical, mystical stuff, unicorns and fairies and all that sort of stuff, right? And it's like, we really do have to really look deep within ourselves. And despite any of the external stimuli or this external mirror, right, we have to be able to look deep within ourselves. And if we do not see in this external mirror that which we want to see reflected from our deep soul, then we have to go really deeper within ourselves to pull that out. It's not just going to show up. It's not going to show up without any type of action. That's what the Ace of Wands in reverse is saying, is that this good life that you're looking for, the good life that you're looking for, that feeling of security, that feeling of self-worth and self-value, that no matter what happens, you know that you can make it through. That's not going to come. It's not going to come without work. It's not going to come without action. And it really does come down to a deeper belief in yourself. So I will draw cards for the 12 signs afterwards. And I'm probably not going to be live super long anyways. But this Libra full moon, I'm sure you've watched a bunch of other people talk about and stuff like that. This is major. This is the second Libra full moon that we've had. The first one was at 0 degrees. This one's at 29 degrees. So we're literally getting the whole spectrum of Libra. We're covering the entire spectrum of Libra. And Libra does deal with relationships. It does deal with harmonizing and peace. It does do cardinal air as well. Cardinal air, I really like to think of it as you say it and it gets done, because cardinal signs are very much so an action. Cardinal signs are very much so action oriented. I want you to think of the cardinal signs as very much so action oriented. The fixed signs are definitely I don't necessarily say that they're stuck in their ways, because they kind of are stuck in their ways, but they represent this this constant, this reliable constant. And the mutable signs represent the ability to morph and change and adapt. So with this cardinal air energy, this really is airbender energy. This is really airbender energy. And with this Libra full moon, we are being given the opportunity to use our voice, to use our communication, to use our words and our actions to really just show the universe that we're about it. Show God that we're about it, and that we're not just speaking out of our ass, right? So we just went through a very intense period too. We just went through this very intense Pisces period, and Venus is still here. Venus will be coming out of Pisces very soon. Mercury just came out of its shadow. Mercury will actually be conjuncting Chiron later in the day. So that's what's making this day interesting, because we start off with the bang, of course, with that full moon, and then we get that Chiron conjuncting Mercury at 3 degrees in Aries. So it's almost like we get a reminder of the last full moon, because these energies are so close to where the sun was before, where we had essentially the solstice full moon. So major stuff going on here. So it's like we all are being called to really manifest from this greater sense of self-worth and self-value. But with this Mercury conjunct Chiron, there could be a potential to where we may get hung up on old beliefs about ourselves, old beliefs of what we can accomplish. And this is about whether we're going to be speaking from our trauma and our hurt, or we're going to be speaking from our healing, or we're going to be speaking from the fact that Chiron in Aries is also this sort of energy. He's like, you know what? Yes, I am this, I am that, I have done this. I will own up to it. I will hold myself accountable for these things that I've done, for these mistakes. But damn it, I will be damned if I allow this to hold me back from my truth. What's up, Nikki? How are you doing? Glad that you can join. I know it's a little bit early. I didn't go live last night. Looks like people are starting to join actually now. This is kind of cool. But yeah, like I said, Chiron conjunct Mercury is also, Chiron in Aries is, like I said, is also this energy of like owning up to your shit, but not allowing your shit to define you. Not allowing your shit to define you. So there are going to be conversations that you have today with the people that you care about, family members, friends, especially relationships, especially romantic relationships, where it's being tested. It's being tested on, will this stand in integrity? Will this stand in the light? Will this stand up to the new paradigm? Because really what this comes down to, this full moon of Libra, is that you have to remember, Libra is the flip side of Aries. So Libra can be in many ways a bit of a selfish energy. And relationships are selfish in many ways. In many ways, relationships are selfish. It's like you're using the other person to get this sort of comfort, to to get, like I said, this sort of comfort, or and I guess the worst case scenario than romantic, you're maybe using the other person for sex. Or it could be a financial thing. Maybe it's harder for you to make it on your own, so it'd be easier for you to be with another person and y'all can help each other out. So relationships are selfish in many ways, and they are selfish a lot. But this is a time where we are having to look at ourselves, and we're having to be honest with ourselves about how we evolved. And now we have to see if our relationships will evolve with us. That's what this comes down to. And I do believe that the future of relationships will be not as selfish in nature, but as things are right now in this world, they are rather selfish. That's why there's so much strife when it comes to this right now. That's why the moon squared all this Capricorn energy before it became full. And I'm going to show you another aspect, which I thought was really interesting, that a lot of the like free astro websites don't really show it. But I want to show it to you guys. I just got the King of Cups that just flew out, by the way. So learning to have compassion for each other. Another and very important asteroid was making aspects to this as well. In fact, let me go ahead and show you guys that, because I thought that was very, very interesting. Let me share my screen real quick. All right. Screen share. Okay. All right. So this is the full moon that occurred this morning at around 7:12 a.m. Now I know there's a lot of stuff going on here, so I'm gonna make sure that I key you guys in on the important stuff. So you can see that we have the sun here in Aries at 29 degrees, and the moon is over here at 29 degrees of Libra. So I mean, don't worry, they are opposing each other. There's just a lot of energy over here as well. So I have all these asteroids that I have picked out. So as you can see, 29, 29. We have Venus here at 28 degrees of Pisces. So it is semi-sextiling this point, and it's getting so close to getting out of Pisces, so close to getting out of Pisces. I want to bring your attention to this girl right here. We had Juno. We had Juno at 29 degrees of Gemini. And what's interesting about this is that Juno, partners, marriage, relationships, maintenance of one's rights or position with other, question of rights, fairness, compromise. This is very Libra-like energy. Enforcement of fairness, potential for scorekeeping, jealousy, fears of abandonment, infidelity, tallying. So Juno, so while Venus does in many ways rule Libra, which is about relationships, Juno actually rules marriages. And what's interesting about this is that with Juno being here at 29 degrees, it's actually trining this moon and it's sextiling the sun. So here's the thing about marriages, though. Based off of these energies and based off of the aspects, marriages are actually not necessarily on the chopping block. Now, they can be on the chopping block, but it's really dependent upon one's own integrity and how they really feel about themselves. But with such a positive aspect, what's happening with marriages is that they actually are transforming and evolving. This trine right here is a harmonious aspect. I like to think of trines as miracles, and I like to think of sextiles as opportunities. So some people definitely got pregnant, I would say, because this is a sextile. I'm literally thinking of sex, and then Aries, I'm thinking of little children, because Aries, it rules the first 7 years of your life. So there's definitely a potential that some people got pregnant during this full moon. There's definitely a potential that some people gave birth on this full moon. I mean, that's obvious. People are born every day, but I just think it's interesting how the energy is ripe for that. The other thing I want to point your attention to is the fact that we had Nemesis here. Nemesis, the undoing, the Achilles heel, seeking to place blame, scapegoating, finger pointing, identification of the enemy, faults, or the source of a problem. And many times, and it's exactly how the name sounds, Nemesis, the Astro Nemesis, was at 26 degrees. So what's interesting about this is that it's a decent conjunction to Juno, and it's sextiling the sun, and it's also, of course, the moon did trine it on the way to the full moon. So what's interesting about this, and as you can see, with Jupiter here at 24 degrees, it's actually closer to the opposition to Jupiter. So there was definitely a potential within relationships for finger pointing, for saying that you are the problem. You are the reason why I haven't been evolving. You are the reason why I haven't reached my potential. You are the reason. There is certainly a potential for that. What's interesting, what's cool about this too, is that since this is Gemini energy with this Juno, is the fact that Gemini in tarot is the lovers. There's so much relationship energy and karma and transformation that happened with this full moon that I just simply don't think we were really aware of. And what's interesting too is that the moon was in the spot where Saturn and Pluto were in the early 80s, before Pluto made its ingress into Scorpio. So this whole cycle, which I know that's the cycle that the Leo King's been talking about, this whole cycle of relationships, we've seen so many things that's happened in relationships, so many different transformations, people expressing themselves in different ways. And it's not that these things never existed. It's not like gay or bi or lesbian people ever existed, or even probably trans, whether they actually went through the physical transformation of becoming trans or not. It's not like these things never existed. It's just that now they are much more prevalent because of all of this energy, because you got to consider this last degree of Libra has a lot of scorpionic-like energy, which Scorpio does rule sex. It does rule the occult. It does rule this deeper place. It does rule this sort of hidden place, secrets, things that you keep on the hush-hush, the bedroom. You remember when sex was simply in the bedroom? Now we have porn. And I know I'm getting like way out there right now, but I'm just saying, like, things have shifted and they have morphed. And now we have to understand that our biology, our bodies, are having to interface with this rapid development of how we treat relationships and how we treat sex. That's why people are kind of going crazy right now. That's why people don't really feel like they can be with someone right now, because let's be real, there are so many more temptations out there. There are so many more temptations out there to cheat and to commit infidelity, because it's simply just out there. Like it's kind of out there. And I'm not saying that this sexual revolution is bad. I think it's absolutely necessary. Otherwise, it would not have happened. All I'm saying is that it has shifted the way that we perceive relationships, and that has shifted the way that we perceive ourselves in relationships. When I saw the fact that Juno was trining this spot, I mean, we got 29 energy, 29 energy, 29 energy. Like, what? And then also we can look at this, Eros. Sexuality, reproductive organs, the heart and cardiac system, the history, experience, and behavioral repertoire of eroticism. What turns you on? 17 degrees of Leo. That's incredible too. 17 degrees. And of course, it is, sextiling this Libra energy over here as well. And it's making a quincunx over to Neptune. That's the main one I wanted to talk about. This Eros, it's a heart literally with the arrow through it. So it's kind of like this Cupid energy, right? And then it's like this sudden infatuation. A lot of times this is dealing with like, oh, that infatuation. It's like you get shot by Cupid's arrow and like, ooh, that's nice. But look what's happening. Oh, dear. It is quincunxing Neptune. Oh my goodness, Neptune has just been through some intense stuff. It was conjunct Venus. It was conjunct the black moon right now. Mercury was in this spot. Oh my goodness, we are drowning. And the quincunx is already not the easiest energy to deal with. You could be falling for a fantasy. You could be falling for a fantasy. And with the black moon here, you may get a little bit more than you bargained for. It may be a little bit crazy. This is ripe for one night stands. Oh my goodness. How many one night stands happened last night? So many. So many probably happened last night in any event. Intense stuff, guys. Intense stuff. And like I said, the nature of these relationships are shifting forever. And it's not a bad thing. It's just that now we have to really acknowledge the relationship with ourselves and how we're going to interface with all these changes. I keep using the word interface like I'm an Aquarius or something like that, like I'm a cyborg. But remember, like I said, this day starts off with that full moon, and then towards the evening, right before 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have Mercury and Chiron conjunct in Aries. Which actually, if I go back and look, I think it's been a while since. Let's see. Hold on. Just let me look at this real quick, because I think this will be the first time. Let's see. Okay, so last year in January, let's see, let's take this back. Let's take this forward a month. I'm just on the Planet Watcher just so I can see. Move forward, move forward. Oh, no, see, that's the thing. This is going to be the first time that we actually have, let's see, hold on, let's move this. So it was at 8 degrees, move back to 7, 6, 5, 4. Yeah. Interesting enough, this Mercury conjunct Chiron is the first time that Mercury has conjuncted Chiron in about 50 years or so. So guys, we're getting transits that we haven't had in a while. We're going to have this Mercury conjunct Chiron in Aries for the first time in 50 or so years. And then over the weekend, we're going to have the Sun conjunct Uranus in Taurus. And this hasn't happened since the 30s. Like we're getting new stuff, especially And a lot of us weren't even alive for that that Sun conjunct Uranus. A lot of us weren't alive for the last time Mercury conjuncted Chiron in Aries. This is new energy. This is a new world for many of us. This is new. This is a new world really for all of us because Pluto was in different spots in the 30s and all this sort of stuff. So this is definitely an energy where it's really hard to try and figure everything out right now. This is why it's like you want to meditate, you want to go within yourself, and you want to give yourself the credit that you fucking deserve. I just drew the King of Pentacles that just flew out. The King of Pentacles knows his worth, and he's not worried. He's not even worried about potential financial setbacks because he believes in his ability to manifest money. He believes in his ability to manifest resources. So you have to believe in your ability to manifest resources, that job, that opportunity, even when things seem like they're not going to work out, even if you feel depraved of your actual truth. This is really a moment where you just have to go within yourself and you do have to believe, take the necessary action, and really, I said, own up to your issues, own up to your faults, but don't let those faults define you. Do not let those faults define you, beloved. And you don't need to know everything right now. And you don't need to heal everyone right now. That's another energy that's going on, especially within the New Age self-help community. This whole idea that we need to save the world and stuff like that. No, you just need to save yourself and just walk in light. This is not, it's like, yeah, you can help people and stuff like that. And I deal with this savior complex. But it's like, it's not like you can't help people and all that sort of stuff. But this is really about, when you walk in light and radiate love, you heal people anyways. And you don't necessarily have to even be talking about your craft or your healing modality or whatever it is that your practice is. You could just be talking about seemingly everyday stuff, but then your spirit will be so bright, it will really reach into that other person's soul. Even if you're talking about something that's not even like close to talking about like spirituality, even though everything is spirituality, but you could be talking about sports or food or whatever like that, and just your presence can heal them. That's what we want to get to, just like your presence, where you'll show someone how confident you are in yourself and how you own up to who you are, and you move in that energy. So you don't need to know everything right now. So please take that burden off yourself. You don't need to know everything right now. You are exactly where you need to be. That's something I need to tell myself, even though I'm wanting to take action and to move forward and to, not feel stagnant. There could be a lot of stagnancy energy right now. Whenever you get to the last degree of a sign, there's a bit of the stagnant energy just because it's like you're so close to breaking through to that next gate, to that next portal, to that next energy. There can almost be this sort of like holding on kind of energy, like holding on to the cliff. And you gotta let go. You gotta let go. You'll be all right. There's no sense in trying to figure everything out right now. Just be you. That's all we're being asked to do. So we're going to draw cards for the 12 signs. I hope that you all enjoyed this. I know it's probably going to be a little bit shorter than usual. I will be going live again tonight for the April 20 daily horoscope. So Aries, the card that I got for you is the Ace of Pentacles. I don't really need to say much about this. It's just except for the fact that you are definitely manifesting something with this full moon. It could be a relationship, but really I see it as a better relationship with yourself. And when you really begin to believe in yourself, then you're going to start to just bring in all kinds of good money and stuff like that, and resources and financial gain. This is going to be a very good full moon for you, Aries. And honestly, this Aries season was a very powerful Aries season. So ended off with a bang, and I'm honestly hearing also treat yourself to something nice. Treat yourself to something nice and treat yourself to something that you've wanted. You deserve it. Taurus, the card that I have for you is the Two of Cups. Some of y'all get in a relationship. Oh, some of y'all are getting hitched. Some of y'all are connecting with an individual on a deeper level, on a soul level. Your ruling planet, Venus, is in Pisces, so this definitely can be very dreamy-like. Some of y'all can be going on a honeymoon too. But the Two of Cups is saying that you are definitely connecting with an individual on a deeper level. There may be a little bit of hesitation on whether or not you should, pursue this. Uranus is in your sign. So more than likely, this individual that you have attracted is definitely someone that you previously would not have connected with. Someone that you previously would not have been per se attracted to. But there's something about this individual that's just like, huh, I like that. I don't know why I like that, but I do. Go for it. It'll be fun. And who knows? It could just be the love of your life. Gemini. Gemini, the card that we have for you, we have the Tower card. We have the Tower card. Mars is in your sign, as I've shown you. Nemesis is in your sign. Juno is in your sign. So, Gemini, things are definitely falling apart and collapsing. Conversations are being broken down. I almost am seeing that you are kind of the one that's collapsing the tower on your own volition. Like, it could be someone else. It could be like you in the tower and it's being attacked. I feel like you're the one who kind of brought that lightning down on that tower. Like, you purposefully are collapsing something right now. And this probably has to do with Mars being your sign. So you are a little bit more, quote unquote, instigate. No, that's not the word. I didn't want to use the word militant, but that's the only word that came to my mind. You're a little bit more militant than usual. And you are definitely are kind of like, you have this passion with this Mars in your sign, right? But it can also make you a bit of like, can kind of make you a bit of a spitfire, more so than usual. I want to draw an extra card just to give a little bit of clarity on that tarot card. We have the Hermit as well. So what's happening, honestly, is the fact that you're kind of actually coming out of the Hermit mode. I think that's what's being destroyed. It's like you've been kind of like, you kind of been in your own head, in your own space, in your own world for a long time. And now it's time for you to come out into the public and to reveal your knowledge and your wisdom. Cancer. Cancer, the card that we have for you. Cancer, we have the Page of Wands, so there could be a fire sign that plays an important role in your life today, either a Aries, a Leo, or a Sag. I'm feeling more Aries because the page is a little bit more youthful than the other fire signs. But this Page of Wands is saying that this individual is going to be encouraging you to take action on something that you've been wanting to take action on for a while. I'm also seeing that this individual is going to make you feel like a kid again. And it could be a fire sign. It could be some of you who have kids. It could be a kid. Like it could be your child. They may say something to you that kind of just sticks, and it really reminds you that you haven't been tapping into your inner child. The Page of Wands is saying to kind of take a page out of their book and to kind of take heed to what they're saying and what they're doing. You're going to be very observant today of this individual, and it's going to make you feel like a kid today. For those of you who do not have kids, do something that does make you feel young again and kind of give you a bit of that spark and that excitement. It's like, whenever you see a kid that gets excited about something, it's like that passion and that energy. It's one of the most beautiful things in the world. Harness that energy for yourself today, Cancer. What's up, Spells Inc? Yeah, I'm actually live. I didn't go live last night. I will go live tonight, though. But yeah, I'm actually live right now. I know it's a little early in the morning, at least for us here in the, not early in the morning. It's 10:41 on the East Coast, which means that it's like, what, 7, almost 8 o'clock on the West Coast. People should be awake, right? Anyways, Leo, the card that we have for you. Leo, we have, oh gosh, wow. That card just wanted to flip out. Interesting enough, though. We have the Four of Wands in reverse, Leo. I believe we got this card yesterday for, I can't remember who we got this card for, but I know we pulled it. I cleaned the whole first floor while dancing to music today. It's almost 5 p.m. here. Dude, playing music and cleaning is like one of like the best things ever. Anyways, Leo, we have the Four of Wands for you. The Four of Wands in reverse. Leo, I think what's happening here is that you've been focusing on the disharmony in your relationships, in your home life, and you've been focusing so intently on it that it's almost sort of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. And maybe you have been unwilling to try and, look at what's positive within the relationship or within the situation. I'm going to draw another card for you, Leo, because I just feel called to, because the card just flew out of my hand. I couldn't really catch it. We had the Queen of Swords, so this is definitely has this Aquarius-like energy, and it can even have this Libra-like energy too. So there's definitely, this feeling of a conflict of interest between you and an individual, or just even you and your situation. But the fact of the matter is that some sort of truth has been revealed about it, and now you're kind of wondering on whether or not you should continue along with this situation or not. With this Libra full moon, though, the other thing about this Libra full moon is that there's a potential to kind of just let things be and to kind of keep the peace and to kind of like, the weird thing about Libra is that Libra will lie to keep the peace. So Leo, if the situation that you are in, and I'm gonna just be blunt, if you are really feeling deep within your soul and your spirit that it's not working, then don't try and force it to work. But what I'm also saying and feeling is that perhaps it actually could work. You're just being a bit stubborn and you don't necessarily want it to work. Maybe that actually could work. Maybe you're just looking so intently at what hasn't been working that you've been missing what has been working. But like I said, Leo, if you really feel deep within yourself that it's just simply not going to happen, then don't engage with it. Don't engage with it. So you say my Leo X will reach out to me? It could happen, Spells Inc. It could happen. I don't know. Is a potential. Virgo, we have the moon in reverse. This is saying that, no, it's not going to work. Look yourself in the mirror. That's the problem. You're an Aquarius and she was a Leo. That's one of the tougher oppositions to work, by the way. Because oppositions, the two sides of the same coin, Spells Inc. But with the Aquarius and Leo, it's one of the tougher oppositions to work relationship-wise, at least romantically. Virgo, we have the moon in reverse. Your intuition may be a little off right now. So that's why you probably don't necessarily want to try and make any decisions. You want to definitely comb over how you feel about things. But with the moon in reverse, it's saying that the way that you feel about a situation, it may actually be giving you a false illusion or a false reality of what it actually is. So, and what's interesting though is that, like, you like to be rather logical and stuff like that, but ironically, Virgo, you actually are you're definitely the most emotional, I would say, of the earth signs. So right now, it can be a little bit hard for Virgos right now to like really feel into their value. I mean, this full moon is happening in your second house. So don't necessarily pay so much attention to the way that you feel about things, because we are not our feelings. Like, we have feelings, and it's important to, get in connection to our emotions and to even follow our emotional guidance system, in a sense. But, we are still not our feelings, you know, and we're not our thoughts. So it's like, Virgo, there could be potential for you to get really caught up in this wave and to get really caught up in this current today. You just really want to, you know, acknowledge, and if you even look at this even further with today's energies, this Mercury, which is your ruling planet, is conjuncting Chiron in your 8th house. So this is already dealing with this deep transformational energy. It can be dealing with sex as well. It could be dealing with, if you happen to be partnered with someone, maybe y'all haven't been having sex as much lately, or maybe y'all have only been having sex and that's the only way that you've been connecting, and there's not really much else to it. You really have to, I was, you know, consult your guides, consult your spirit, consult your soul. And, you know, don't necessarily jump at the most obvious, if that makes sense. It's kind of a weird energy for Virgos today. Libra, the card that I have for you. What's that? Interesting. Libra. Libra, the card that I have for you. Libra, we have the Three of Pentacles. So what I love about the Three of Pentacles is that it is an individual that has decided to take the next step. The Two of Pentacles is when you have taken upon a craft and you've learned to become somewhat proficient at it. The Three of Pentacles means that now you are taking that proficiency and you are building upon it. You're learning a new step. It's sort of like, you know, when anytime you're learning something, like, or just like, let's just look at it from like this. When babies are growing up and they're developing, they learn how to crawl, right? And when they become proficient at crawling, they start to try and stand up and they start to try and walk. The Three of Pentacles is saying that for you, Libra, you have become proficient at something, and now you are ready to deepen your craft, to deepen your experience with this, and to really move forward to create that third pentacle so you can create that trining energy. Very beautiful. Very beautiful. Scorpio. Scorpio, the card that we have for you. Then they grow up to pub crawling, right? Scorpio. 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 The card that I have for you. We have the Strength card in reverse. We have the Strength card in reverse. This is really about you reaching deep within yourself and finding your roar, kind of getting your roar back. You know, Scorpios, there's nothing in your sign actually. So Scorpios have been put through the ringer over the past 5 to 10 years with all this crazy ass energy going through Scorpio. You know, we had Saturn, we had Jupiter there, of course. Even though Jupiter is a benefic, it still necessarily wasn't easy because it could expand on the light side of Scorpio, which there is a light side, but it also expanded upon the dark side of Scorpio. And the secrets that people were keeping were bigger and more massive. And a lot of these secrets actually came to light. That's why this whole Me Too thing with Jupiter and Scorpio, that was a huge thing where big secrets came to the light. The Strength card in reverse for you, Scorpio, is saying that in order for you to find your strength, you have to go within. This strength is not going to necessarily come from an external space. I would say so if it was upright, then it would be someone else that will tell you how strong you are. You have to tell yourself or remind yourself of how strong you are and how you can go get it and how you don't have to be afraid. You don't have to be afraid anymore. Or if you are afraid, that doesn't mean you can't fight. I remember this scene from Teen Titans. It's one of my favorite scenes because it is involving one of my favorite characters ever, Raven, and how she was having these terrible, terrible nightmares. And her nightmares, due to her powers, were manifesting physically. And essentially, she had this whole thing going on with her psychology. Essentially, they watched a scary movie at the start of the episode, And then this scary movie went into her psychology and interfaced with her powers. So it was beginning to physically manifest this nightmare. And she had to like pretty much save all of her friends, right? And for the longest time, she was telling herself, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid. And then she realized, wait, I am afraid. But that doesn't mean I can't fight. Scorpio, that is exactly what you are going through today. You may be terrified of taking the next step, but that does not mean that you cannot fight. That does not mean that you cannot move forward. So go for it. Sagittarius. Sagittarius, the card that we have for you. Oh, that flew out. Sagittarius, we have the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles. You really haven't been feeling yourself lately, and this could just be because Jupiter is retrograde in your sign. So with Jupiter being offline, you're trying to consult like your ruling planet. You're trying to hit up Zeus and Jupiter. You're like, yo, hey, can you help me with this thing or help me to like expand this thing? And they're like, yo, I'm on the beach. I'm up in the mountains. I'm in a hot tub, right? And you're killing my vibe. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to do this on your own. So it's like Sagittarius, you may be looking for a handout from Jupiter, and Jupiter's not really going to give it to you right now, which means that you have to be the life of the party, Sag. This means that, remember, you have this energy within you. So even though your ruling planet is retrograde in your sign, that doesn't mean that you don't have within you the energy of Jupiter going forward, like innately, like naturally. So become the life of the party. You don't need to feel with the Five of Pentacles. It's like it's the opposite of Jupiter. Jupiter is expansive. It's fortune in many ways. It can be good luck in many ways. And the Five of Pentacles is you being down on your luck and not really feeling like you're worthy. Sag, bring the party. If the party, if like you can attract the party, right? The party don't start till I walk in. That's what I'm hearing. So it's like, kind of snap yourself out of that thinking and that feeling that you're not worthy, because you absolutely are worthy. Capricorn. Capricorn, the card that we have for you, interesting enough, is the Four of Pentacles. So Capricorns are kind of holding on to something right now that they feel is worthy or valuable. I feel the need to draw another card because of all this energy in your sign. We have the Two of Cups. So Capricorns are actually holding on to a relationship that they feel is valuable. Capricorn, I'm just going to go ahead and just be honest with you all. Really, if this individual is not owning up to their issues and what they've been through, if they're not owning up to their Chiron and Aries like energy, and you are, and you're experiencing that discord, but you still feel the need to hold on, then you might want to address that, and try and have as much class about it as possible. Some of you may have like Mercury and Sag, maybe like a spitfire and just be like super blunt about it, but what you're holding on to is a relationship, a connection, something that you really connect with on a soul level. And sometimes when you hold on to something so long, it can burn and it can hurt. So it's like when you're holding on to a rope, and then it's like you're holding, and sometimes it can hurt. So I would almost say even to loosen your grip on this individual, and kind of allow them to kind of flourish and thrive on their own. That doesn't mean that you have to leave them. It just means that perhaps you've been holding on to even the idea of what this relationship is supposed to look like, to where if you kind of loosen your grip and let go, it can begin to actually morph and evolve into what it's supposed to be. And then based off of that, make your decision on whether or not you want to stay or whether or not you feel like it's time to end this relationship and move on. That's really up to your discernment, and it's really up to how you both express this Chiron and Aries like energy. So Chiron is now squaring your sign right now. So Aquarius, the card that we have for you. Aquarius, we have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. The Knight of Pentacles in reverse. I like to think of the Knight as action-oriented cards. And of course, this can be dealing with an earth sign. So you could be dealing with a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn. But with the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, is saying that I'm getting the feeling that I just did Capricorn spell. Capricorn got the Four of Pentacles. Yeah. Sag got the Five of Pentacles. Capricorn got the Four of Pentacles. Aquarius, you got the Knight of Pentacles. A lot of Pentacles coming up here. We've had the Three of Pentacles, the Five, the Four. We have the Knight. We're getting a lot of this Pentacle energy. We had the Ace of Pentacles to start off. This sign, we're now our own Aquarius. We're our own Aquarius. So the Knight of Pentacles is in the reverse for Aquarius is like you are wanting to take action, but you don't really feel valuable right now. You don't really feel like you're in a place to move forward. Maybe it's this lack of belief in yourself. Or really the Knights, you know, I'm seeing almost like a group of Knights, like an army of Knights, and they don't actually charge into battle until they get the go ahead, or they don't actually like march towards the battlefield until they get the go ahead. So it's like the Knight of Pentacles in reverse is almost like you're waiting for a quote unquote higher up to tell you to go for something or to go into battle or to go get what you want. Don't wait anymore. Do not wait for the signal. You are the signal. Aquarius, you are the signal. I love the Knights. The Knights are some of my favorite cards in the deck. I actually do like the Knight of Pentacles. It's actually one of my favorite cards in the deck because the Knight of Pentacles is the most grounded of the Knights, but that also makes the Knight of the Pentacles one of the most stubborn. So it's like you really are about this sense of order and this sense of tradition and this sense of like you gotta do things by the book. The Knight of Pentacles is the most by the book of the Knights. So Aquarius, you're waiting for like some sort of divine signal, but you are the signal. So don't wait anymore. Do not wait anymore. Pisces. That's actually a good way of looking at it, Spells Inc. So maybe you actually are moving forward faster. You're right. If he's upright, he's definitely going to be wanting to wait for the signal. But with it being reversed, you aren't waiting for the signal, Aquarius. That's a good way of looking at it, Spells Inc. Thank you. This is why I love lives, because we can bounce energy off each other and bounce understanding off of each other. And it helps to complement and augment this whole experience. Pisces. Pisces, the card that we have for you. Pisces, we have the Queen of Wands in reverse. We got a lot of court cards. We have a lot of pentacles. Pisces, the Queen of Wands in reverse. The Queen of Wands in reverse. We'll draw another card. We have the Ten of Swords as well. Oh, man. Oh, boy, Pisces. Oh, boy. This Queen of Wands, I'm feeling like this could be an individual. This could be a fire sign or someone who has this fire-like energy. Really what I'm seeing this Queen of Wands in reverse as is like this almost sort of this creative, powerful sorceress, right? This creative, powerful sorceress. And it's like they gave you some sort of truth. And this is all pretty metaphorical, but Pisces, since you're imaginative, you're going to kind of just, you're going to understand what I'm coming from. This creative sorceress gave you sort of like this wisdom or this information, and you have taken this information and you have manifested with it and manifested with it. But with the Ten of Swords, it's saying that now you can't really rely on this individual anymore. So it could be, like I said, a fire sign or just someone with a lot of fire energy. Or really, I see the Queen of Wands in reverse, ironically, as maybe even a guide of yours. This guide could be an individual that has passed on, and maybe a family member or a friend, but you have been kind of relying on this individual for quite a while now. Not saying that this person is going to help you anymore, but you may be feeling almost stabbed in the back by them, because maybe you feel like, and it's funny because as a Pisces moon, I kind of can feel like this. Maybe you feel abandoned by this individual. And it's not that you're being abandoned, it's that the training wheels are actually coming off. It's like this person has helped you, or this individual, this being has helped you for such a long time that it's like now they're kind of pulling back a bit and they're allowing you to ride on your own. And when you fall down, or you fall off the bike, you can feel like, oh, you weren't there to catch me. And they're not always going to be there to catch you. So you have to understand that the training wheels are off, Pisces. It's time for you to become that magical sorcerer, and for you to become that creative individual in your life, and to really use your imagination. And know that this being, this spirit, this angel, they're not gone. They've always been there. They're not making themselves as prevalent and as known. And like I said, you could be feeling stabbed in the back by them, because you're like, where you've been here for such a long time. You've been here since the beginning of, my awakening, whatever like that. But really, this is actually an opportunity for you to grow. So this individual is actually helping you out, even though they're not helping you out. I wish he would just stay on Aqua. The reason why I'm so accurate with Aquarius energy, besides the fact that I have Saturn Aquarius at 1 degree, is because my fiance is an Aquarius. That's the reason why I'm accurate with the Aquarius energy. I'm around it a lot. So I've become somewhat adept at reading Aquarius energy. And I originally had called my channel the Aquarian Adepts. So I switched it to Astro Fenixx because I wanted to focus more on that aspect. And I just felt like, I could have kept the Aquarian Adepts. In fact, my Facebook page is still the Aquarian Adepts. Even though the URL doesn't have Aquarian Adepts in it. Facebook won't let me change my freaking name to Astro Fenixx for some reason. I don't know why. It's kind of annoying. The card that we have for everyone is the Page of Cups. Bottom of the deck is the 8 of Cups. You're a Scorpio addicted to an Aquarius. Don't get it twisted, Spells Inc. Everyone's like, Scorpio and Aquarius doesn't work. They secretly love each other. They secretly love each other. Don't get it twisted. Scorpio and Aquarius is a very deep connection. Don't get it twisted, guys. Scorpio and Aquarius secretly love each other. We just like to play that we like to everyone else that we hate each other. But if two, like in a Scorpio and Aquarius, that are able to actually get out of their own ass as far as their stubbornness goes, and they come together, I believe that they will take over the world. Anyways, that's just my thing. My fiance is my drug. Yes, she is. We have for everyone the Page of Cups and the 8 of Cups. So we are all leaving behind something. And full moons are about releasing. Full moons are about releasing. So that's absolutely true. It could be a person, a situation. It could be a substance. We all are releasing something right now. But the Page of Cups is saying here that, even though we're leaving behind something, we are bringing something with us. And this cup really that I'm seeing is really ourself, that we are the cup. In fact, if you really think about the body, it's mostly water, right? So it's like, yeah, we are the cup, So it's like, even though we're maybe leaving behind a situation, and you see how these cups are nicely stacked and everything like that? This isn't necessarily like the 5 of Cups where it's like a traumatic split. This is like a very, okay, I accept this and I move on type of split. It's not meant to be traumatic in nature. They're nicely stacked. It could be a situation that you might have invested a lot of time into, a lot of energy into, but you're realizing that even though you're leaving behind the situation that may have given you these nice, fluffy, flighty emotions at some point, now it's time to move on to another adventure. But the Page of Cups is saying that you are the cup. You are, you are the flow, you are the tide. And in order to know how to surf the tides, you have to learn how to surf yourself. You know what I mean? So it's like sometimes we can look out into the world and we're trying to figure out how do I surf this tide? How do I surf this flow? How do I surf this wave? In order to really figure that out, you gotta learn how to surf yourself and like surf your own wave, your own tide. That's what this Page of Cups is saying. It's like, you can leave behind that situation. You surfed those waters for a long time. So let's go over to another beach. Let's go over here. It's time to kind of like, it's time to move on. And it's okay to move on. It's okay to release and to change and to separate. Okay. Appreciate the advice in that spell sync. To control the world, you need to become the world. That is a very Aquarius-like thing to say, spell sync. Because y'all are still co-ruled by Saturn, so y'all definitely are a lot about control and stuff like that. And even the World card is ruled by Capricorn and Tarot too. So don't get it twisted. Capricorns do in many ways control the world, but Cancers will take over the world. If there's a sign that could take over the world, it'd be Cancer. That's just my belief. Anyways, I hope you all got some value out of this. I know it was quote unquote late or early, I guess you can say. I will be going live tonight for 420 Blaze It, the horoscope for 420, although I will not be smoking. And if you happen to smoke on 420, then have a good time. But considering these energies, you might not want to because it's going to be kind of a crazy 420. Just saying. But that is the horoscope for today. I hope you all enjoyed it. You are exactly where you need to be, even though you may not necessarily like it. But own up to where you are. Own up to where you are, and own up to your dream. Sometimes we don't like to take ownership of our dream. We just think it might be a pipe dream or something that we can't have. But own up not only to where you are, and own up to maybe your quote unquote issues or problems, although there's nothing wrong with you, but own up to your dream as well, because you wouldn't have even conceived of it. It wouldn't have even come into your awareness if it wasn't already yours to be had. So own up to your dream as well. I remember when he passed, though. That was crazy. Yeah, maybe we can channel him. Maybe I could play some of his music and stuff like that. But in any event, I hope that you all have a lovely, beautiful, blissful day. Utilize these energies to your ability. Release, purge, love, laugh, live, whatever it is, that you do and stuff. This is definitely a good day for affirmations too, because this is cardinal air. The last day of Aries season, we'll be moving into Taurus season very soon. And it's going to be an interesting and fun weekend. So I hope that you all enjoy this, and I will see you all later on this evening. And as always, my beautiful brothers and sisters, always remember to keep moving forward, to stay focused, and Yahoo! Smile often. Ah!